Peace to the God's nervous. I be the general still from the legendary group Smith & Wesson. You already know that boot camp click family. Fuck down in the building. Fuck down in the building.
I do not own copyrights to this song, man.
Feel me? And it's the knowledge itself mixtape with the future Buddha, DJ King. One and only seven born king. Regime T-Dot, stand up. Steel City, stand up. Please educate all comrades every day. Drop that knowledge yourself, dog.
Yeah. Peace. 1, 2. 1, 2. And Greggy shake. God body a lot taught me and all that. Peace to God.
Come on in, man.
Yeah. So now it's apparent you calling the Father Clarence. You got no knowledge of nations with all gods and no prophets. For no profit, just taught it to children, passing them knowledge and wisdom, giving them lessons no college could give them. Like, for example, see my God.
Y'all come on in, man. Hit that like button, man.
Because them devils changed our history. To put it simply, really, we live it simply, and I can't do it justice by trying to turn it to similes. Like how you see it, you know it, and then you be it. The Asiatic black man is the highest thing that can ease this. Meaning that I'm God and I do whatever I see fit. My mama said turn to Jesus, but really I turn to Jesus. Going over them lessons, I sit and study the teachings. Manifested itself till I'm understanding the meaning. Man, if you ask why I'm God body, I can look you in your eye and say that because a lot of time crazy. But in exact dog. Yeah. This is Sam 1-4 for the Almighty. Was more profitable for me. Streets was not an obstacle until my partner got locked. Cops beat him unconscious. Lost the life of my feet, and most niggas is really conscious. I had to see my reflection as the immaculate, one in reflection and live it to be more accurate. Wondering steps I took to do it. Knowledge, wisdom, cipher, congruence, understand my culture, the truest. The chosen few rose a few over hungry oceans, giving bones for food and told to overcome emotion. The soul controller, like I got the world in my hand, y'all. 7-star on the crescent, word to universal sound call. Word to universal sound call. 7-star on the crescent, word to universal sound call.
Just some stuff right quick.
Know what they mean is arm, double leg, arm in the hand supreme. You see the power of the cycle.
Black power.
With the degrees, built with the seas.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Alaikum salam, sir.
7 notes, 7 colors, 7 chakras.
Let me readjust the camera right quick.
That what you see, you looking up, but what's really at the center is me and you.
Hey, hold up, man. I got people want to walk in now. I'm going to start doing my video. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
My seeds like father-in-law is 63. Wake them up by revealing they jeans right in the street. I got that dope gun vision. Yeah, I'm serious B. We see it all, no mystery G. No non-scene intervention or whitewash images line. Please keep the God sight for divine.
It seems like everyone wants to be the G.O.D., but still be pushing those paper theories while they worshiping some mystery. Some spit slick parochial experience and try to flip our math like gymnasts in Japan or New York Post, using quotes to sell a notion that a mogul makes moves with hate to fuel his mind state. See, I think that...
Yeah, man, that's that arm, leg, arm, head, man. I don't know if you've heard that before, man. They be going off, man.
Okay.
Let's check the brothers out, man. How you doing, brother Omar?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Trying to survive this heat.
Man, you know, we gonna survive it, man. We are definitely built for this, man.
Already every day.
Yes, sir, man. I highly appreciate, man, that you give me your time, man. I won't keep you too long, man, but I know that you are very experienced, man, far as on, you know what I mean, a lot of the gun laws. I know you was telling me about a whole lot of stuff, far as far as obtaining your license and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think that's something that our people definitely need to know about, you know, to have some type of clue, you know what I mean, far as if they want to go get one. Well, you know, Oklahoma is actually an open carry state. So
Yeah.
it is true that we don't have to go get one if we don't want one, right?
True.
Yeah.
Now
But
granted,
also,
it is open carry, but people have to understand that if you have a certain type of felony charge, not every felony charge, but a certain type of felony charge, that you can't possess a firearm at all, depending on that charge. Now I would always tell anybody to go back and look at the gun laws in regards to what you have in particular to that. But for those brothers and sisters out there, that can open carry, I mean, go ahead and do it. But personally, I would recommend get your license. Get your license. Don't give these people any reason to jack you up. And also, going beyond the border of the state of Oklahoma, into Texas, you better have a gun license. You better have a gun license because Texas doesn't recognize Oklahoma's open carry. It will recognize you if you have a gun license, but if you don't and you go to Texas and you're not a resident of Texas, they will jack you up in Texas.
Oh, wow.
As far as I know, now I could be wrong. Some of my Texas brothers can come let me know, but I always tell brothers, get your license. Get your license.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, but before we get too deep, dear brother,
okay.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, man? Because like I said, when the whole gun thing was happening, man, I used to always see you and your son out there, man, with the red, black, and green flag, man, and out there representing for the people, man. So before we get in deep, man, what would you like to tell everybody, you know what I'm saying, a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, I'm Mr. Omar. I also go by Mr. Counselor. I am a real licensed professional counselor. Holding it down here in Oklahoma City. I am a Second Amendment holder and staying true to my people to make sure that we can be able to carry legally, openly. Just like I represent this flag, I have to catch it on the side of with the camera in. Like I represent this flag, I also respect this flag at the same time. That's why I keep them both going, because our people help build this up, and I don't care what anybody say. I'm not going to surrender not one bit of what our people bled and suffered for. If we can get our own, good. But in the meantime, this is who we are. But as far as standing up for the rights of our people, I'm all down for that. Moving forward, out here in the struggle, which more of our people will get in it. So, that's really what it is about Brother Omar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, this your man Al Jihad the God, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. I see I got a few viewers on there, man. Please hit the thumbs up, man, while you're in here, man. We got Brother Omar in here, man. I made this title, when the SHTF happens, what would you do? You know what I mean? And that's basically, you know what I'm saying? That's just doing the overall of if SHTF wasn't happening. And for those who don't know what SHTF stands for, is when shit hit the fan. Basically, when it's like, when it's no law, when it's all anarchy, is every man for himself, no police, no government. You know what I mean? Are we prepared for something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Brother Omar, I know you familiar with the whole thing that happened for us in New York, Buffalo, New York, right?
Yep.
And then on top of that, far as the mass shootings in general, you know what I mean? It's been a whole lot of that shit going on. What's your take on that, man? Far as that many blacks being killed on that day. You know what I mean? And but before you answer that, dear brother, it was something that I observed personally when I went to Walmart. You know what I mean? This is after the whole Buffalo shooting shit. I went to Walmart, you know what I mean, and just, just kind of, just doing my shopping and whatnot. But I didn't see no black people's head on a swivel, man. It's like they quickly they just forgot what happened. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What happened in Buffalo, New York? You know what I mean? And it was a lot of us in there. You know what I mean? A lot of my people went there, and like I said, the whole time when we was in there, you know what I mean? When I was in there, I didn't see no brothers. You know what I mean? Like I said, this open carry state. I didn't see no brothers that legally had they, but I did see a gang. Well, I ain't say a gang, but I seen like one or two Caucasians. They was doing, you know what I mean, walking in Walmart. They had their thing just hanging out. But I didn't see none of our people, you know what I mean, as far as that was legal, that was out doing that same thing, man. How do you feel about this whole situation? Like I said, as far as everything that happened in Buffalo, New York, and then the other mass shootings. I think it was that one that happened on 4th of July. You know what I mean? Like, do you think this has to do with a whole lot of us just I mean, what is it? We are we scared to carry, or we just like, I don't know. It's just like we being soft targets, man. What you think about that, brother?
Well, I mean, you just said it at the end. We are soft targets. Psychologically, many African Americans are conditioned to not carry firearms, and we know exactly where that comes from. It extends from slavery up into the Jim Crow era, and so around this particular time frame, it's been ingrained into us: don't take up any kind of arms against who. I'm gonna say the oppressor. So, because I don't want you stuff to get sanctions, so I'm gonna say the oppressors. So,
yes, sir.
And so that's a conditioning mechanism that has been passed down from great grandma to grandma, from grandma to mama to the child. And so these are the things that keep getting passed down even to this day. We will hear many black people say, "I don't want my child playing with a toy gun." Now, boys in general need to be able to have some kind of activity where they are somewhat aggressive, because this does help foster that masculine type of behavior in boys. Now, it's a whole nother topic when you start talking about what America has done to feminize the males, but that's a whole nother topic. But in regards to black people in firearms, we're very soft. We're very soft. And until we as a people start arming ourselves and start getting ourselves trained to be able to defend ourselves properly, they're going to keep doing it. Because they know, these oppressors, they know they're not going to run up into some, good old boy town down in Texas where they know good dang well that they open fire, they're going to have about 20, 30 white folk open their gun, pull their guns out, and bam, they're going to take that guy out. They're going to take him out. Where they go into, unfortunately, the black side of town, and I'm even going to say the hood. They're going to go over to the hood where the so-called gangsters, I ain't trying to throw no slide on nobody, but the so-called gangsters that don't ever do nothing to none of these white boys, they're going to go over there and they're just going to lay them all out. Bam, lay them all flat. Why? Because they are still also soft targets. Because even though you might have a gun, a lot of these brothers don't know how to shoot. What they shoot? They start busting off and they hit everything besides their target. Everything besides their target. I knew a while back, I can't put too much information because it's about a client.
Yes, sir.
There was a drive-by on their house. Man, these people hit everything besides the house. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, boy, times have changed. But it's for the better. For the better. Times have changed. Because I'm like, back in the day, you and I know, typically when people drove by, they laid up the house. Unfortunately, we know the outcome of what would happen, back then. But nowadays, there's no discipline. There's no anything in regards to it. But there must be discipline. There must be respect for the firearm itself. But us as a people, until we get armed, we're going to see more of this. And there is a reason why these Ike oppressors are doing what they're doing to us. There's a reason why. So
We have a comment from one of the viewers. He said, "I don't think we are ready." This is a comment from a brother named Johnny Woods. He said, "I don't think that we are ready. We are still have too many different ideologies dividing us. Some of us have proof that our ancestors were already here, and then you got these Pan Africans thinking that everyone came from Africa." Now, I see where you're going with that, Johnny, man, but that's not really, you know what I mean, this topic, you know what I mean? Like, far as like we know that the black man was all over this planet. That's bottom line. We already know that. You know what I mean? We already know over here in what they call so-called America, we know the Olmecs was over here thousands of years before a peckerwood named Christopher Columbus came over here on the Nina and the Santa Maria and all them other goddamn boats before, you know, the biggest boat was the Jesus boat, which brought our black asses over here. You know what I mean? So we already know that our people now, but you are right. There are too many bullshit ass differences, man. Like for us, you know, I'm this, I'm Muslim, I'm Christian, I'm Israelite, I'm this, but them motherfucking white boys don't ask you a goddamn thing when they kill you. They don't give a damn what religion you're from, what background. Only thing they see is melanin, and they see that you gotta go. You know what I mean?
Now,
that's the only
Brother
thing they see.
Now, I wanna chime in on that because my theology is what Malcolm said, black nationalism. It doesn't matter about whether you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, don't believe in a religion, no matter if you're Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter, male, female, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you know, your religion is your religion. Your theology about your politics is your politics. Because the one thing that we have in common is we have an Ike oppressor. We have that in common. It doesn't matter if that person is over here believing in that he's an Israelite, and it doesn't matter if this person is a Muslim or that person don't believe in God at all. Because we all have a common enemy. And that common enemy is that Ike oppressor. And if we can just stop for a moment to realize I might not agree with what you agree with, that's okay. But if we come together on that common term, that one, we are black, irregardless of where you think we came from, because that creates a whole nother argument in and of itself.
Exactly.
Irregardless of that, we are still black people, and we have one common problem, the Ike oppressor. And until we sit down and say we have the same oppressor and we have the same problem, we're going to continue to argue and bicker because the Ike oppressor wants us to be divided amongst these issues. But notice how the Ike oppressor ain't divided amongst the issues amongst himself, because he knows he can't go out there telling, hey, man, you're Italian. Hey, man, you're German. You're British. You're French. They don't do that. What do they call themselves? They call themselves Ike people. They don't go around telling each other that you this and that. They don't do that. There's a reason, but there was a time in America that they did do that, and it put them in the minority. But the moment that they changed that, and they said, guess what? All of y'all Europeans are white people. It changed the whole dynamics of America. It changed everything because they knew they could not continue to be divided amongst them things. And for example, 9/11 happened. Republicans hating the Democrats. You know, some people like Catholics. We don't want to deal with the Catholics. But when 9/11 happened, what happened with these white people? Well, these white.
It came together like
exactly.
butt cheeks, man.
Exactly. And this is one thing that they are known for being able to do.
Along with the Caucasian Israel, the Caucasian Jews, so-called Jews. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so it's this one thing that they know is that they have to come together because one, if you look at who they are a minority of people. When you look at people of color, the people of color are the majority. So that's why you see so many of them with firearms, because they know they have to protect what they believe is theirs, but they've taken it. All they did was take it by force. They've taken it by force. So, but until we can say, hey, we can just come to terms that we have the same oppressor, our same enemy, until we can do that, we're gonna be divided. That brother, he's right on that. We're gonna be divided. We have to sit down and say, okay, this is the common enemy. We might not agree on politics. We may not really have agree on religion, but we have a common enemy, and we can come together on that one particular principle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's if you don't mind, let's shift it a little bit, like far as we was talking about, far as if shit was to hit the fan. Let's say, because I know you've been hearing about the rolling blackouts, right? They're supposed to be trying to submit that in Oklahoma, like I think they're talking about every Wednesday from 10 to 10 to save energy and all of those type work. But you know what I'm saying? But now they're talking about because this whole heat wave type situation. And I'm pretty sure. Did you hear about the 3,000 cows that died in Southwest Kansas?
Yeah.
So basically, to me, and then I just heard about this fool Bill Gates buying 2,100 acres of land in in Nebraska. You know what I mean? And then you got all this fake stuff, and then they come. I mean, like, dude, it's like we getting so many signs that, like, you know what I mean, some hard ass shit is coming around the corner, and it really saddens a nigga because a lot of our people's not ready, bro. A lot of our people are not ready. Like, it's just like you said, it's dudes out here that have never been in trouble. Never, like, these dudes won't even go take that step to go legally get them a firearm. You know what I mean? And for some reason in Oklahoma, I don't know what the hell it is about us, brother. Like, it seems like we turn a blind eye to all this shit that's happening here in the hills of North America, man.
There's a reason, and a lot of us Black people in Oklahoma who were born and raised in Oklahoma don't really realize it's a psychological conditioning that's been placed upon us in this state. All the way from the moment your behind was birthed in this Oklahoma hospital, all the way through your elementary years into your adulthood. It's a psychological conditioning. And that psychological conditioning has been in Oklahoma for a very long time. People forget Oklahoma was the Klan nation. We had the most Klan out of all the South here in the state of Oklahoma. And a lot of Black folk don't realize how detrimental that has been on Black people in the state. Granted, that emblem of the Klan isn't as, like it was back then, but the legacy still survives. And so that conditioning, that thought, oh man, we better not get no gun because you know how them police are going to retaliate. What they really saying is, you know how them white people are going to retaliate. That's what they really saying. So every time I hear a Black person say, man, them police officers going to get you a certain way, you know what they going to do? No. What I hear them saying is, you know how them white people are going to get you. You know what they're going to do to you. Because they are supporting that whole supremacist movement. And you were mentioning about the power. If the power go out.
You know what killed me though, bro, is that, like, for some reason we feel that the white man's bullet is hurt more than the Black man's bullet or something. Because now I know you heard about our dear one of our dear sisters that lost her life at the ICE Event Center.
No, I didn't hear about that. What?
Yeah, man. It was over. I think they said over 300 shell casings was found. Whoa. Like a big ass. They had a big ass shootout. But we have all that energy for ourselves. But for some reason, it's like we like, I don't know. It's just like I remember hearing back in the day when they say, well, I'm gonna go to the white man's. I'm gonna get some of the white man's ice because this ice is a little bit colder. It's kind of like we got that same attitude when it comes to these like I'm not telling nobody to go out there and then gun nothing down. You know what I mean? I'm saying simply protect yourself, man. Simply protect yourself. Because you gotta look at it. These white dudes and what you said as far as the Klan and shit like that, they ain't went nowhere. They just became doctors, lawyers, judges, police officers, and shit like that. So they ain't went nowhere, but they still got their roles.
Don't forget your teachers. Don't forget your
Man,
teachers.
man, yeah,
So,
yes, sir.
you know, it's okay for them, when we kill ourselves.
Yes, sir.
They like that. They like that. They like it when we kill ourselves. But the moment we step outside of that and start retaliating or trying to defend and protect ourselves, therein lies an issue. Some white person, it was somebody on TV, and it was a white woman. And I think she was, one of these so-called, they claim to be Jewish, but they ain't really the real people. And she made a statement. A lot of people got mad. A lot of black folk got mad. And she was like, well, the gun laws have changed with more black people get guns. And that was a true statement. That was a damn true statement.
Well,
Because the
they tried that
moment,
with the Black Panthers.
So the moment that, and let's put that more in context. When more black men get guns, they don't care about these women. They don't care about these women. Because who fight these battles? Is it the men or is it the women? And a lot of people keep saying, I know, we see our sisters stepping up and doing all this. But when you look at the groundwork of any kind of battle, any kind of movement, even though people say, oh, these women did this. No. It is the blood of the men that have sacrificed for that. And we can't allow people to distort what reality really is. That's why they try to effeminate the men, make the men soft, and make the women assume or believe that they are masculine until the stuff hit the fan. Like you say, when the power go out, I've told my son, look at her. Most of the people in the city gonna die if the power go out. Like real, like if something should happen across this nation and the power shuts down and chaos ensues, most people in the city gonna die because they're gonna be trying to take from each other. They're gonna be trying to get this and get that and the people who are trained are just gonna sit back and be like popping each one of them out. Coming towards mine, bam, they're gonna take them out, bam, bam, bam. And the people in the city don't know nothing about the country. So as they try to venture out from the city because they realize the city is violent, the people in the country areas are already prepared. They're prepared for you. So as you're coming on to their stuff, it's already chaos. You think they're gonna bring you in, or you think they're gonna drop you with that rifle that can shoot about a mile down the road? You won't even know what it hits you. You won't even know what it hits you. You'll be dead. You'll be dead before they even hear the sound. And that's real, because I got brothers here in the city that's prepared for a blackout in the event that something should happen to the government. It should break down. He's just gonna go on top of his roof. He already made it clear. You see people coming towards his house because he's a survivalist. I can't put his name out there, but he's a survivalist. And he's just gonna go on top of his roof. And as people come towards his area, he's gonna take them out. And before you even hear that bullet, you just dead somewhere else. But we as a people, we have to be able to get trained. And at the very least, you need to be strapped anyway. And I know, it's like, get something anyway. At least if something should happen, have the means to at least try to protect yourself. A lot of us don't even have the means to do that.
You know what I think? I think ever since Black Wall Street, that's what kind of shook niggas down here, man. Yeah, I mean, you always hear these peckerwoods always talking about, you know what I mean? Well, y'all need to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and all that. You know what I mean? I always be like, nigga, we tried. Well, you know what I'm saying? It was y'all. Every time we tried to build something, y'all came and burnt it down. And they actually, like, the first time they dropped bombs was on American soil was in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
you know
it was the first, but not the last. It was the first, but not the last time. Philadelphia also. It also happened on the black side of town in Philadelphia. They basically bombed it.
For real? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but also, the thing about Oklahoma that a lot of people also don't realize, we as a people really had an opportunity in this state. We had an opportunity because there are a lot of there were a lot of black towns in Oklahoma, but when segregation ended, it came down to that, that ICE thing. That white man's ICE is better than that black man's ICE. Instead of us sticking together and building our towns even stronger and better in this state, the black folk in this state was like, well, I guess even though the Tulsa Massacre, they knew about the Tulsa Massacre. They're like, oh, well, overnight the white folk has changed, or the Ike people has changed. They ain't changed. They didn't change, not one bit. And so they let their guard down. They stopped doing the right thing. We stopped doing the right thing. We let our children go to day schools and stop trying to make our schools better. And so now what do we have on the east side of Oklahoma City? Schools that ain't worth 2 cents. I'm sorry. Schools that ain't worth 2 cents, rated at a D. And I tell people, you got your child in that school, that means they're giving your child a D education. Now, what is your child supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? So the pipeline, from education to prison system is real. It's real because they ain't trying to educate them. They ain't trying to do nothing for them kids, but set them up to get into the prison system. So how do we do that?
They making it where as long as they can make a 65 or better, they pass them. I heard that shit.
Yeah. It's unfortunately the educational system in Oklahoma is already slow. But I realized something. I saw a different school district, and it's a white neighborhood with a lot of money. And I never realized that those particular school districts' education is way different. Way different. They still have arts. They still have music in elementary. I'm talking about elementary. They have programs going on every day of every week. Whereas when you go to the east side, what do you see in the schools? Locked down, kids locked down into the classroom. They don't get to doing things. They got these structured uniforms on. You got to wear this particular shirt. But in these predominantly Ike communities that have a lot of money flooding into them, the kids are open to be able to speak. The education is better. They got the best teachers. They have all these different things going on, games and activities that make the kids want to come to school. But you go over to the east side, a lot of kids like, I don't want to go to school.
Yeah.
I don't like that school. There's no incentive. There's no reason for it. But we Intel brought a lot of that on ourselves, and we must assume accountability for that as well. Because when we allowed integration, we allowed our own death to occur.
To build on that, brother, well, you remember when we had the Marcus Garvey Charter School? When those crackers took that school from us, the principal, and that's why I gotta get on these niggas, man. I gotta get on these niggas, man. Like, bottom line, like you said, accountability. The principal, I think his name is Dr. McPherson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Dr. McPherson. That's who it is.
The brother said we don't need their money. We can do it together. Like, basically, like telling the parents, like, you know what I mean? We ain't gotta leave the school. We know what I'm saying? We're like, we ain't kicked out the school. We just ain't getting funded by them no more. But we can still keep the school if we fund ourselves. Man, damn near nobody could, man, like damn near nobody, dude.
Yeah.
Like, me and my wife, we all the way with it. I did not want to take my children out that school, man.
Yeah.
Dude, the school was called Marcus Garvey.
I
And it was
remember.
the Marcus Garvey Black Panthers. No way I was taking my baby out to school.
Yeah. I actually I volunteered for them their summer program. So I know how the school was going. It had a pretty good program. I knew Dr. McPherson pretty well over that program. You know, they want another
the teachers
program like
was
that.
awesome, dude.
But
the teachers, man.
Yeah. So it's you know, one day, inshallah, if God so wills, I intend on trying to create a school on the east side of Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, similar but more entailed with pushing for college education, but not just anything in college, because most of the college degrees are useless degrees, useless. So a lot of our children were sending off to college. They're taking all these raggedy, rinky-dinky degrees, ain't gonna do you no good. Graduate and you ain't got nothing to show for it. So a big part of what I would like to do one day is, like I said, inshallah, is to be able to get these kids, because the program is going to be similar to a homeschool-based program, but in the school. And the primary objective is to get that child to graduate not only with a high school diploma, but also with their college degree in total. Some people like, oh my God, there's too much, there's this and that. It's not too much. It's being done. There's a Black family in Florida where I actually got the idea from, that she basically graduated all of her children with a high school diploma and college degree. So that way, when they finished up with high school, and it's all paid for, and that's one thing they don't tell you when you're in school, all that stuff get paid for through what? Through your
That's
regular
what I was going to ask you,
public
like
school
far as,
education fund.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, like how would it be paid for? Because you know we trying to get away from debt for dealing with state colleges and shit. You know what I mean? So I was going to ask you that.
100% free, and they don't tell you that, but they tell they people that. They'll tell their people that. So that's why when you're like in some of these assemblies with some of these white schools, and you go in there and you're like, they'll say, well, Sally got $100,000 grant, or Jimmy got a $50,000 grant. And you're like, well, dang, how did Sally and Jimmy get this money? But you know, little Omar over there, you know, is top bright, but he didn't get one. He didn't get anything, nothing at all. And the reason for that is because they allow little Sally and Jimmy to take college classes while they were in high school that were paid for. Every kid has what's called a public school education fund. Every kid. But they don't tell you that you can utilize that fund to help them pay for college while they're in public school. Even in the state of Oklahoma, you can use that money to pay for college. Now, this is how they get you. Because they're going to say, okay, well, where's your child at academically? And so they're going to say, well, are they able to get into AP classes? Okay. Have they completed all the AP classes, the advanced placement classes? And so once they've completed those advanced placement classes, and then they've completed their high school required math and English classes, you can take those. You can take those college credits. Actually, you can take the college credits before that. You can take it before that. But they are really hesitant on putting a high school student in math classes and English classes if you haven't already taken advanced placement classes already. But they don't tell us this. And our children should be taking advanced placement classes in the 7th and 8th grade. But one reason why our children are not getting it is because we don't focus on education. We focus on sports. We do not focus on education. We have to reshift this whole thing. Get away from all these sports. Telling our kids, oh man, y'all can be the best ball player, best football player. Okay, well, guess what? Very few of them are going to be able to go play ball in college. And even less than that, they're actually going to make it to the pros. But they don't tell us that. They don't tell us that. So our kids are chasing after this fantasy. That's really all it is. It's a fantasy. Because most of them ain't even going to come close to it. Not even going to come close to it real good. But guess what? They spent all their time chasing that instead of building the intellect to be able to get what they want. Yes, if they were to become a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. And we don't even talk about engineers. Like, oh my God, today, the science in regard to engineering technology, I'm telling my son all the time, that is the future. No, we are in it, period. And if you don't have those skills, you're going to be left out. You're going to be locked out. And we have to shift the mindset of our children. But these parents, all they want is they want to see their kids shine so they can be like, yeah.
Spend that money.
Hey, let me tell you, when I see my son getting awards because he succeeded academically, you know what I'm doing in that auditorium? Yeah. See people looking at me like, who is this black man?
Yeah.
Well, my son just whipped your Ike kid's ass.
Yeah.
Period. And I love it. I absolutely love it when he's getting awards and he's handed this stuff, and these people are like, dang, who, how did he do this? How did he do this? So we have
Yes,
to
sir.
change our mindset, not only on education, but with them guns too. My
Yes,
son, he knows how to shoot. And people are like, why are you teaching your boy how to shoot? Because responsible children who learn about firearms grow up knowing about it, and they do not use them irresponsibly.
but
It's
you
the
gotta
one.
look at it.
Mhm.
We absolutely have to teach our children, man, because them hillbillies, they are teaching their children. I'm talking about like at the age of 6 and 7 years old, man.
Oh yeah,
You know what
oh
I
yeah.
mean? But for some reason, well, it ain't no for some reason, because actually, you kind of broke that down earlier on far as like why we got this big ass, fear of guns. Because we
Mm.
actually like we fear self defense, man. But like but motherfuckers that come together, man, and go do a goddamn. I don't even know in Oklahoma City, dude, they have an anniversary sit-in. I guess it's some place where the blacks, had did a sit-in, back in
Mm.
the 60s and got shit poured all on them and shit like that.
Mm.
They're like, that's a thing down there. I just found that out in Oklahoma. Like they'll
Wow.
literally go to wherever some ice cream stand is down. I think it's Kaiser. I think it's one right there on Class, and that's what I'm thinking. That's
Mhm.
the one that's at right there on Class. But
Wow.
yeah, they actually go there every year, and they've been doing this for like I think they said for I don't know for some years, dude. Like,
Mhm.
why would you want to go celebrate some shit like that? Why would you want to
Mhm.
go celebrate where weak ass niggas went and
Mhm.
sat down and
Mhm.
let some motherfucking billies pour shit all on them, spit on them, call
Mhm.
them, and you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, you don't celebrate no gay ass shit like that.
See,
You know what I mean?
and a big issue with that, and some people say, well, was Martin wrong? In the beginning, I will say he was wrong. In the beginning,
Absolutely.
he was 100% wrong. And towards the end of his life, when you listen to his speeches, he was changing his mindset towards the approach. We will never
Hey, they don't
know.
want to talk about that though.
Yeah, we will never know exactly where Malcolm was going to, as far as his mindset, and we will never know if Malcolm and Martin were actually getting ready to come back together. Some people say that they actually were planning on meeting again, but then the assassination happened of Malcolm. So we won't know what's going to happen, what would have happened with that.
And then it's crazy that I just found out, well, you know what I'm saying, like about a couple years ago, about
Mhm.
2-3 years ago, that Brother Martin, that he wasn't even dead, man, that they smothered this brother with a
Mhm.
pillow, man.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, come on, dude. Like,
Hey.
but what I'm saying though is that how can we still love the fuck out of our enemy? Like, we still glorify wearing this fool's clothes. We still
Mhm.
glorify, you know what I mean, eating at this fool's restaurants, man.
Mhm.
And like, and now, and I look at a lot of niggas funny right now. When niggas talking about they finna go eat some McDonald's and like in the year 2022, I'm like, you still eat like
Mhm.
they talking about human fetuses and you ain't heard none of this shit? Because like I ain't gonna lie, brother Omar, like
Mhm.
literally we are in the age of information, homie. Being
Yes,
uneducated and stupid now is totally by choice, my
it
opinion.
is. Yeah,
Totally by
yeah,
choice, bro.
yeah.
You can learn
And
any goddamn thing now, bro.
hey, one of
Hey,
my
hold on 1 second, there, brother. Hey, for everybody's on it, man. See a few people on it, man. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. If you're new to the channel, man, subscribe to the channel, man. We are talking to my dear brother, man, brother Omar, man. Brother's very intelligent brother, man. Speaking on far as gun laws, we speaking on like if a shit hit the fan situation, man. As far as being prepared, man. You know what I mean? So everybody that's tuned in, man,
Mhm.
like, share, subscribe, man. And
Definitely.
if everything resonate with you, man, you know what I mean, donate something to the cash out, man. But anyway, man, it's your man Al Jihad, man, back with brother Omar, man. I just had to get that little commercial out real quick, black man.
Hey, go ahead, do what you need to do. But yeah, so we have to change our mindset. Now, one thing, and I was talking to Sister Lakeisha about this as well, and briefly, is that we have to start forming more of a coalition. irregardless of what they believe in, political thoughts or whatever, we have to find those who have a similar like mind and form a coalition, whether they believe in being armed or not. And the people who don't believe in being armed have to stop being scared of the black folk who are armed. They have to stop being scared of the black people who are armed. We are
like
not
we
your
doing
enemy.
it, like, you know what I mean? Like they doing it for the safety of them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. And you have to remember, there were, like Malcolm broke it down, there were those two types of slaves. There was that house nigger, and then there was the slave, the field nigger. And we all know we have those two types of mentalities today. And irregardless, someone will say, well, you know, some of the house niggas wanted to get away too. Yeah, you know, there was some that realized, man, maybe so. But we know overwhelmingly that house nigga liked his situation. And if he could stay in that like comfortable situation, he's gonna stay, just like most of these house niggas today. They like what they have, and they ain't about to rock the boat for nothing. And I'm not going to throw any shade on any of these organizations, because I'm hoping that one day some of them will be like, okay, we have to stop doing the same stupid stuff over and over and over. You know, just going out there and just marching, just blatantly just marching and thinking that that's really going to change anything. You want to change something? Shut down their money. Shut down their money or frustrate the hell out of their ass, and they will start making changes.
Brother, and I know you know the statistic also. 1.4 trillion a year we spend with the people who do not look like us, man.
Mm-hmm.
1.4 trillion a year, man, which makes us the 8th richest people on the planet, homie.
Yes, we have money. There's no doubt that black people in America have money, but we are not spending it with us. We're spending it with people who hate us. And it's very unfortunate that we do that, because like I said, it goes back to destroying ourselves. And I don't know, I think maybe you were part of it. I don't know, several years ago when the Asian shop was caught calling a black woman a nigger on camera.
Yeah, I seen that.
And the brothers went down there to demonstrate in front of it. I don't know if you would. I know some of the brothers from the NOI at the time were down there, and I remember sisters went straight past us, straight into the shop. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, good Lord have mercy.
And I heard y'all was trying to point them to Lamar's. Y'all was trying to point them to go, because Lamar's was right across the street, I think. The black owned that sell the same shit. And, but they were saying fuck Lamar, and was going over to the motherfucking going to the motherfucking Asian motherfuckers.
Yes. And so it's that mentality right there, thinking that, oh man, these guys got it better than us. We can get it better from them and this and that. Well, guess what? You haven't even gave the black business an opportunity. You haven't even gave him an opportunity to be able to show you what he can do. But you run over there to these Asians, and you know dang well they hate you. They talk about you to your face. You don't know what the heck they saying, but you know they talking about you to your face. But we run up in there, spend our hard-earned dollars in their places. They take their money back to little Asia, little Chinatown, even here in Oklahoma City. Build it up. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I ain't got no. I ain't hating on it. Beautiful. Yeah. So they take their money over there and they put it into their stuff. Have you noticed that their children don't go to our schools? You do notice that, right? They ain't in our schools. They got their kids over there in them really, really good schools. So but now what's going on the east side is they're buying up all the property, dilapidated property. Black folk, you know, and I get tired of hearing this on black side of town. I'm moving from the hood. I'm doing this. And I'm like, you dang Negroes are the ones that put in work on the hood. But now you want to move out of the hood, and these people come over here buying up all the property and changing this area. But yet you don't want to put nothing into it to fix it up, to do anything. But you want them to come buy up everything. And then you're going to turn around 10, 20 years down the road and say, oh man, these people took it from us. No, Negro, you gave it to them.
Yes,
you gave it. So we got man, there's a lot of psychological conditioning that needs to happen in Oklahoma. And I think a step is trying to just find that those who have that similar mindset. Because most of the people here, I'm gonna tell you, most of us are useless in this state. Most of us are useless. And we cannot deal with those useless people until they change their mindset. Because if you allow one of them to get in, you might as well let the government infiltrate you because they will destroy you
Yes,
from the
sir.
inside out. I guarantee you, they will destroy you from the inside out. Because Uncle Sam will come around and be like, "Here, let me give you a couple of dollars. All I need is a little bit of information. I just want to know who is who." And before you know it, all your leadership up there has already been put on an FBI profile. Everything that you plan on doing has been put on an FBI profile. Everything. Even when I was talking to Brother Nick, I was like, look at here, guys. They got all you guys' names already. Every single one of you. But they don't know necessarily about what you guys are doing unless you have somebody in there specifically right next to you. Right next to you, trying to say, hey, just a little bit of something. Because information is power. It's power. And if you think that they've changed as far as how they try to gather that information, no, no. They hadn't changed not one bit. Not one bit. But for us as a people, man, find those who have a like mind, work with them, build up something. You don't have to form no new groups, no nothing. Just build with them, and just like as that gets to gaining momentum, then some of those scaredy ones on the side will start to be like, okay, well maybe something is moving and changing, and you'll start to grab more people. But in order to affect change, you got to frustrate them. You remember when the teachers went on strike in Oklahoma for almost a whole month? Do you remember that?
Oh, that strike? Yeah.
Under Fallon. So the reason for that, people are like, well, why are they doing this? Why are they going to the Capitol? The thing is, they were shutting down the money. Oklahoma needed them teachers to go back to school within a certain amount of time to get that federal mandated money. And if they didn't take them state required tests, the state wasn't going to get that money from the federal government. So they were forcing the state, look at her, you either going to give us what we want, or we're going to stay out and we're going to come down to the Capitol and we're going to make your life miserable. So not only are we not going to teach these kids, but we're going to come down here and make your life miserable, but trying to make it as difficult as possible for you to do anything at this Capitol. And so eventually gave in to some of their demands. They could have got everything, but you always got that one or two like, well, we got something. Had they held out one more week, they would have got everything they wanted. Every single thing they wanted, they would have got it had they held out just one more week. So when I talk about frustrating them, I'm talking about literally, and I mentioned this before, take 1,000 brothers in arms or 5,000 brothers in arms, and you go out there and you literally sit and you camp out on that state capitol. You camp out on that state capitol. You shut those highways down every single day. And you encamp on the Capitol because it's not illegal. It is not illegal. And you go out there and you do the exact same thing them teachers did.
We got some comments from the guests.
Day. What's that?
We got some comments from the guests, brother.
Go ahead.
Brother Johnny Woods, like same thing is happening in his hometown, Amarillo, Texas. They got the same shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
He said, while we steady killing each other, other nations are coming in buying up all the land. You're absolutely right. And then we got Sister Vanessa. Peace, Sister Vanessa. Hey, this sister here always support the channel, man. She always support, man. She always be on it, checking the brother out, man. I appreciate it, sis. She said, peace, brothers. I have a solution for the black sisters and brothers who cross the line to ignore our demands. Watch what cars they come out with, flatten their tires so they can spend more money. Yeah, that's right, Queen. That's right. But hey, man, brother Omar, I got another video I got to do at 8 o'clock. Actually, speaking
Okay.
on, I should have called you on this one also because it's also a matter of fact, everybody that's looking, it's 8 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Central time. Man, we got to speak on this P Valley shit, man.
Oh man.
I got to go ahead and destroy that, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So uh, I got some other guests on that, man. But hey, man, it
Okay.
was an honor, man, to have you on there, man. And I appreciate you giving me your time, man. We've been on here for almost an hour, and you've been
Okay.
dropping
That's what's
straight
up.
jewels, black man. Been dropping straight
Okay.
jewels, and I highly appreciate it. And I'd like to get you back on there in the future, man, if that's possible, man. But for as what
Definitely,
you
brother.
talked about, for as us coming together, another brother said the same thing, man. Yeah, man, he's in Oklahoma also, man, and he's also a specialist for us in weapon training and stuff like that. Us like-minded brothers, we need to go ahead and come together, man. So God willing, man, we can make that happen pretty soon, man. You said, is any way that you said you are a counselor? Is any way any information you'd like to leave the guests, man, so they can, in case you know
Yeah.
they need some counseling?
I mean, right now I'm primarily moving with into. I'm a sex offender therapist now, certified sex offender therapist and child trauma focused therapist. You know, and I primarily work with children who have committed sexual offenses now, and those recovering from it. So that's the area that I'm moving in. I do deal in regular mental health, but it's a very, you know, I'm very specific as to who I would take on that. But if you'd like to reach out to me, you can reach out to me by email at omar@chatmancr.com or at chatmancr.com. Just type it in and you can go to my website and you'll see it. You have any questions? I mean, you can always hit me up with a text. I deal in IEPs for education. I will drop jewels on it. You can hit me up at 405-205-6314. I am known for going into the public schools and beating up on the school teacher on the system when they don't use that IEP correctly. But just hit me up and we'll take it from there.
All right, man. All right, man. Once again, man, this is Brother Omar, man. He gave you the information, man. For those who just not coming in, man, go to the very beginning of this video, man, because brother he came in dropping jewels, man. Came in dropping straight jewels, man. And like I said, dear brother, I would like to have you back on the show, man, in the future, black man.
Definitely. Want to be back, brother. I want to be back.
All right, black man. I will talk to you later, man. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam.